Okay, so what I'm getting ready to do now is set up my CNC mill. That's what I use to engrave my maker's mark onto my blades. Um, so that's what I'm going to be doing for the next little bit, is getting ready to go ahead and put my mark on the blades that I'm working on, and I'll take pictures and video along the way so you guys can see how all that happens. Okay, what I'm doing here is I've bolted the knife down to my fixture plate, um, and I've got my indicator set up where I'm actually measuring the flatness of the area where I'm going to engrave my maker's mark. I need that to be pretty flat because I only engrave it just a few thousandths deep, and everything looks good. So should be good to go, and go ahead and engrave this part. I'll move this real quick. Okay, so now I need to actually zero the machine. So set 0 for the program. Okay, so if that's going to be the center there. end. Here I'm setting the Z height for the machine. Okay. Now I'm going to reset the Z in a minute. I'm going to do a spindle warm up for the machine because it hasn't been run yet today. And after the spindle warms up, I'm going to check Z to make sure that it's accurate. And then if Z is good, I'll run the program. Otherwise, I'll reset Z one more time and then we'll run the program and we'll be good. So I'm not going to record the spindle warm up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've double checked the tool length and everything's good. The spindle warm up is done, so fingers crossed this will run well. Put a drop of oil on here. And we'll go ahead and run the program. Okay, well, the program's done. Doesn't take long, just a second. And now we'll wipe this off and see what we got. And there's the mark cut into the blade. Alright, so now all I need to do is get the other blade mounted into the fixture, and I'm going to basically do the same thing. I got to check for flatness, then I'm going to set the 0 for where the mark's going to be, and after I do all of that, then set the Z and run the program, and then that blade will be marked as well. Okay, so I've got this one in here. It's flat. I've got it squared. I've marked the 0 for the program. I've touched off the tool so the height is right, and now I'm ready just to go ahead and run the program. Okay, so that one's done. Wipe the oil off and come into the light, and that mark is done. So that's how I do my maker's mark. I do this after heat treat. The blade's already hard. The milling machine's more than capable of cutting that hard material. And yeah, I can actually make knives with the milling machine, and I've got some that I'm working on or designing to cut with this machine, but I enjoy making knives by hand. I originally got into it making them by hand. When I start building folders and so on, I'll use the milling machine, obviously, for a lot of that. So, but for my maker's mark on my regular fixed blade knives, that's how I do it. And now I got a couple knives that are about ready to start putting together handles.